Hey Gifted Crafters, welcome back for another Saturday CrafterNoon. Hope everyone's having a great time out there. I know that today it is pretty hot in quite a few places and we are in sunny South Florida, so it is really hot and humid outside. So I hope everyone is staying nice and cool out there. So if you're new to our channel, I host these weekly live sessions to talk about all things crafting, and we talk about things from knitting, crocheting, decoupage, any type of craft. We like to bounce around ideas. So if you're someone who has maybe an Etsy shop, or maybe you're thinking about doing a craft show, you know, these are a great place for you to get together and just kind of pick up those tips and tricks from everyone to kind of come up with some things that you can sell and try to make some money. So feel free to jump into the chat and say hello to a few friends, share some ideas and tips, and just sit back, relax, and just have a great time. So I hope you really enjoy this channel. So first off, let's just say hello to a couple of our friends out there. I see Amy Bolus, I see Barbara Bonaparte, I see Bonaparte, sorry, I think I mispronounced your name. Boricua Sewing and Crafts, I see Crafting with Robin, I see Donna Phillips, Jackie Hallman, Judy Bauer, 1 Minute Tips, Sassy, and a few more. So if I didn't catch your name, you know, feel free, just jump into the chat. I kind of check it every now and then if you have any questions and things, and just say hello to some friends out there who might be able to help you out on any questions that you have. So if you tuned in last week, we covered decoupage on glass, and I shared with you a couple of examples of some projects that we were doing. So if you didn't get a chance to catch that, that was live number 51. Today is live number 52, so we're chugging right along. And on that live, you know, we demonstrated all the steps that you would need to actually decoupage on glass. I shared some tools and things that materials that you'll need to get that started. So if you didn't get a chance to catch that and you wanted to see that, just go ahead and check that one out. Now, there were a couple of other lives out there that I have out there, and I think I have a couple of videos that also do some decoupage on different items. This one in particular was on glass, but I have some other ones out there that's like on wood and all kinds of other things. So you may want to check that out if decoupage is something that you're into. So today, before we get started, let me just check. I like to kind of check out what our holidays are out there. And so the holidays today is Twin Day. So if you are a twin, happy Twin Day. I know my mom is a twin, and to her brother who passed away. So she has a twin out there. So, you know, to all the twins, happy Twin Day. Alrighty, let's get started because I have quite a few things to show you guys today. I can tell you that I didn't get too much of a chance to actually craft and work on particular projects. Got a lot going on here where my son has aged out of school. He has special needs and he's looking to attend college, and we were hoping to try to do this with the fall, but with my dad passing away, I kind of missed a lot of the deadlines and things that were going on, so it made it a little complex. So we're trying to see if we can make this happen. There's a lot of forms and things that you need to fill out, as a lot of you probably know. You know, so we're trying to get all that stuff done, and so I spent a lot of my time doing that kind of stuff, so I really didn't get a chance to focus on anything for the craft room. However, I did get the shopping side going. So I'm going to share with you a couple things that I was able to pick up. These are kind of like random things that I saw that I would need for my craft room. They're not for any one particular project, but for things that I know that I want to get done. So I can give you some of my ideas on things that I will use some of these things for. Now, the things that I'm going to show you are coming from Joann's, Hobby Lobby, Temu, Dollar Tree, things like that. So you can see all the nicks and knacks that they have, and it's something you're interested, you'll be able to go out and purchase them. Now, I am shopping. I'm a shopaholic that looks for the bargains, so I like to get everything really relatively low priced. So some of the things that I'm hoping to show you, you know, if they were on sale, it might still be on sale because it's pretty recent, but you might want to check around and just, if you see it, just kind of wait around to see maybe if the price drops a little bit. So with that, let's get started. Let me see if I missed anything here. And let's see, I think that's about it. So let's get started with the haul, because I have, like I said, quite a few things to show you. Now, first off, I'm going to start off with the Dollar Tree because they really surprised me when I saw this. This is one of the things that I have already, but they tend to break. So I did go ahead and pick up one for myself. And these are the pom-pom makers. They're by Crafter Square. And I can tell you that, I purchased these before from Joann's, or I think it was Hobby Lobby. But now the Dollar Tree has really stepped it up, and they're starting to make the pom-pom makers, which a lot of you, if you're a knitter, and especially if you're, with the upcoming winter coming, a lot of us are going to be knitting hats and things like that. They might want to put the little pom-pom on the top of the hat, and these are great ways to make it. Now you can just take a piece of cardboard and wrap the yarn around and do it that way as well. That also works, but it is a lot easier to just have the pom-pom maker, and it comes out nice and clean and even all the way around when you're making the actual pom-poms. But I was relatively surprised. They look to be pretty decent quality. And so I was really surprised that they had these, and so I went ahead and I picked up. Now the first one is 2.4 inches, and it's 60 millimeter diameter. This one's the larger one. And then they have a 2-pack that has the 45 millimeter and the 30 millimeter in diameter. So these are pretty much the normal sizes that you would use for the pom-poms when you're making the knitted hats. So I thought this was a pretty good bargain. Went ahead and got it, and I was happy to see those there. So that's just one first item that I did get. Now the other item, and I picked these up because I think a lot of people don't really know to use these, and these are just pipes, and they're by Crafter Square. They come 45 pieces. Now why would I get this? Well, it's not that I'm going to make a project out of the pipes like some of the little kids do, because that is actually a craft that they do. But these pipes are great, and they're actually amazing to help clean your sewing machine, your serger, and just getting into areas that you really can't get your fingers in. I like to use these pipes, and I bend them in, and I kind of squish them into these places where it's hard to reach, and it captures all of the dust and particles and the little pieces of fabrics that get stuck into your machine. So when you are cleaning your machines, these are really a great tool. This is a pack of 45, so it will last you quite some time. You can cut them in half. You don't have to use them so long like this, or you can bend them and put them into the places where you can't reach, where it does clean out your machines. So this is why I just picked up one pack. They're again by Crafter Square. They call them Chanel Stems Cure Pipes. And so, I think for $1.25, that's a pretty big bargain, and this will last me for a very long time. But it's a great tool to have when you're cleaning out the machines. So I'd like to have a pack of those handy with me. Now, another thing that I saw, Dollar Tree, of course, I like to pick up their little fabrics for all those little knick-knack projects that I have. And they did have a fabric that I thought was pretty cute, and I'm gonna open it up here so you can see it. I just thought it was very pretty. I think they've really stepped up on their fabrics, and they're really trying to make them nicer. And I'm just gonna pull this off here. I thought it was really, really pretty. You can definitely make cute little zipper pouch, maybe a little bag, something out of the fabric. And the quality of it is really not that bad. I can tell you the size of this is 18 by 21, and it is 100% cotton. So I was really pleasantly surprised with the quality of the feel of it. It is 100% cotton, so it does feel really great to the touch. And I thought the design was pretty cute for the upcoming fall season. So thought I could make a cute little pouch for this. So I definitely just went ahead and picked up 2 of them. And of course, they have a bunch of other fabrics that are out there too, but I'm trying to kind of cut down on buying too many fabrics. But of course, I still got a couple. Alrighty. other things that you can pick up at the Dollar Tree, they have these magnets, and these little magnets I like to use within the craft room sometimes to kind of hold things down. Little tip that I've seen, if you go to Home Depot, you can get these metal sheets that you can put underneath of your cutting board, and then you can have these little magnets to kind of put down, and that'll hold down the fabric as you're making the cuts on your self-healing mat. So these are some of the magnets that I picked up that I want to use for that reason. I still need to go to Home Depot and get the metal sheet that's going to be underneath. That'll help pull the magnets together. But this is a great way of me just kind of holding down the fabric as I'm making the cuts on the fabric so that your fabric doesn't shift around and move around on you. So this is just a quick little hack on how to hold your fabric down while you're making the cuts, and it doesn't move around, and it's really inexpensive. So just wanted to share that little tidbit with you. Now, one thing that Dollar Tree has, and I went ahead and just got one. I wasn't too much of a fan of it, but I thought I'd give it a try. They have 2-inch by 36-inch craft fabric strips here, sorry. And so the colors are really cute. I'll give you a quick look, but it's really not that much. And they were selling these strips before that were a lot thicker, and so you got more for your money. But it seems like now they're kind of cracking down and just putting 3 strips on here. They're coordinating, which is kind of nice. So kind of like a, little bundle, but you don't get as many strips as you did before. So just a little warning out there, if you see some of these strips that are out there, you may want to pick them up, because looks like they're going to be switching over to something like this. Which doesn't give you as much for your money. So I did get one because I wanted to do one little thing with these coordinating fabrics, but I wasn't too thrilled with that. But I wanted to go ahead and share it with you guys anyway. Okay, let's just move over. Now, of course, it's back to school time, so they have all kinds of things out there. So they've got the planners out there. So I went ahead and picked up 2 of them. One is just an academic planner. This one's a planner for myself. Now, I like the planner. I like the inside, but you can also make your own planner. You can grab a piece of cardboard to make this a little bit stiffer, grab some fabric, and you can make it as a book wrap on here and make your own planner. Or you can just grab a loose leaf binder and go ahead and cover it with that. You can get some batting and some of your fabric, and you can cover the notebook, and then get some sheets where you can make your own calendars and your own notebooks and your own things on the inside, and use that as your own planner. So that's another way of just kind of customizing it. Maybe you want to make a sewing one. Maybe you want it to have a specific saying. You can even embroider on the actual fabric, and then when you get the notebook, all you do is put the batting, put the fabric. You want to sew it around, and you want to keep it, for example, if this was the fabric here, you would want to sew this all the way around here. You want to keep one side open so you can slide it in. And then all you would do is you'd have the embroidery on here, and then just leave some slack here for the actual folding of the planner. So that's just an idea that's out there. I know people are all into getting the planners and the things now because it's the first day of school is coming. So I did see these out here, and I thought, they're cute. And they're something that you definitely can use. These are the quick and easy ones. When I don't have the time, I will go ahead and do something like this. But I think I prefer to just kind of make my own planner and just use some fabrics and kind of make it pretty. Because the great thing about that is if you make it correctly, you can actually take them off. Once you've finished all your pages and your planner's complete from the year, you can take the book cover off and then use it next year if you want to keep the same cover on there and just get a new notebook with some new sheets, or swap them out. So kind of like you're reusing it with your favorite fabric or design or embroidery on the front, or you can just change it up every year or as often as you like. So I thought that would be another cute little idea that I could share with you guys. Let's see, I see a few people chatting away. Let's see, a lot of people seem to like the magnetic sheets, and yeah, Crafting with Robin, she says I might have to get a magnetic sheet and try that. Yes, it's something that I saw, and I can't remember where it was that I saw it. I don't know if it was Pinterest or someplace, but it's really neat that it will hold down your fabric and you'll be able to make the cut, and it doesn't shift around, and you can move these magnets all over the place and just place them wherever you need it to really stay down. Because I kind of struggle with that sometimes. I'm a lefty, so it makes it a little difficult for me to do my cuts sometimes. I kind of move things backwards. So, I feel a little awkward when I'm showing someone how to do something because I'm a lefty. But, for righty, everything is going to be opposite, for whatever the instructions that I see. So it takes me a little bit of work to kind of handle how I'm going to tackle something or to make my cuts and things like that. And so this is just something that helps out just, a lot on that. Let's see. Sassy says, I'm going to try the magnets under the cutting mat. Awesome. Let me know. And if you guys like it, please let me know on the Facebook group, how you like that and how it's working for you. So I'd really like to know. This is another calendar that I also wanted to share. Now, this one that they have is inside a protective cover. And so, it's kind of nice that it's kind of protect it and it won't get all messed up, because as the year goes on, everything kind of unravels. And so this one has the holes punched here, and so you can slide it into the actual loose leaf binder. So another one like this. So if you are going to make the planner yourself and you're going to use a loose leaf notebook, you can get one of these with the calendar inside of it, or you can just punch holes and put the sheets on there as well. And you would have the fabric and the batting on the top to really thicken it with your favorite embroidery or your favorite fabric on the top with your sayings on there. So another quick idea on that. Another thing that I found, and I thought this one was quite interesting here. Dollar Tree has iron-on sheets. And I just picked up 2 of each one, because I thought this is pretty neat. I've talked about how you can print onto fabric using your printer. Well, these are some that now I guess the Dollar Tree is starting to carry. And I'll just show you these here. We've got some pretty cool colors. This one was just butterflies, and it's got like a little shimmer. I know, not sure if you guys can see that in camera, but there is a little bit of a shimmer to it. And I thought it was pretty neat. So they don't have much in terms of instructions. It just says cut the shape, position in place, and adhere, cover with a thin cloth and press. So it's basically what you can do with, especially with the butterflies, if you want to do a fussy cut, meaning you want to cut out, let's say, this particular butterfly, you can kind of fussy cut around here, and then you would just take that and you would press it onto the fabric with an iron. And I would also put the protective cloth on top, so you're not directly hitting the iron on any of these cloths. But it's a cute little way to do some little projects, and I might try them out just to see how they work. But I thought there were some cute colors on here. I didn't see too much in terms of a variety, but I went ahead and picked these up just to give them a try. And I thought, this is pretty neat, being that we just talked about some of this stuff not too long ago. So picked up some of those. I also picked up an iron-on transfer. No, they had a couple of them. Thought that was pretty cute. And here. And I thought those were neat. You can add them on to any little project. So I went ahead and just got 2 of those. But I think that they're pretty neat. Also have, and these I've seen before, but I love to pick these up because this one in particular is iridescent patches. So they've got the iridescent colors that have that shimmer on here. So these are great to add to the project. They already have the adhesive on the back, so all you would need to do is iron them on. You can cut these out, like if you have some type of template of, let's say, of a little star, or whatever it is that you want, you can cut it out and kind of like a fussy cut, just cut it out with the template and then take it and you can apply it on to any of your projects with just by hitting it with an iron. The adhesive that's on here is pretty good. I've tried their patches before. They do hold up really well. And I just like that this was the iridescent colors, so it has that little shimmer to it. So I went ahead and just picked up 2 of those because they kind of go a long way. They do come 2 in the pack, and they're both from Crafter Square. And the size that you get is 5 inches by 5.25 inches. So not too bad. Not too bad at all. It's kind of covered by the little cardboard on the top, but it is quite big. And I think it's more than enough to be able to do a little project with these. So I like these. Now, the other thing, and I think you guys seen some of these before, everyone's into these iron-on arts, and I had to pick up 2 of these that I saw that were pretty neat. They're by Crafter Square as well. And I thought that would look really cute, maybe like on a t-shirt or something like that. So I thought that was really neat. And they had some, for those of you that like to do cards and things like that, they have crafting paper. And some of these are pretty cute. Try to go a little slow so you can see the different ones. So cute little sheets. I'm going to be doing a couple of cards for some friends, so I went ahead and I just picked up a pack of these. And they kind of help out when I'm using my Cricut machine to be able to cut out some designs and things like that. These are a great way to kind of do inserts on the cards and things like that. So works really well. And, just one of those supplies that I needed to kind of pick up. Now, one thing that I did pick up, and I just kind of wanted to show you what I would use these for, are these wooden templates. Now, Dollar Tree has tons of these. They have all kinds of seasons and things. But one of the things that you can use for this is once you take off the little twine that they have attached on here, you can also use this as a template to cut out your fabric. So if you're doing a specific type of project that uses this design, you can use that. Or if, let's say, they have a different type of wood design that's maybe Halloween based or something like that, you can also grab some tracing paper and just trace it on top and then transfer that over to your fabrics as well. So that's something that you can do with these wooden templates. They're very inexpensive and they're pretty thin. I'm not sure if it has the thin. Let's see. No, it doesn't really tell you how thin it is, but it is pretty thin here. Now, I would not take this and put it on my Cricut machine. So please don't think that you can use this for your Cricut. I would basically have to know what the size is. In this particular case, it does not have the size. But these, for my intention, I'm going to use this as a template to be able to do something that I'm thinking of working on. So I'm not going to be putting this on my Cricut machine. However, you can decoupage on this. So if you have some napkins or some fabric and you want to kind of make a little sign, this is a really nice big blank canvas that you can do with these, or you can paint them. You know, there's like a ton of different ideas that you can do with these things. So definitely, if that's something that you're looking to do, you can see the thinness on here, but it's a great great tool for you to make so many things. You can paint it, you can decoupage on it, you can do so much more. So just something that I like to use for it is I like to sometimes grab some of these and I might use these as a template. The other thing that you can do, and we've talked about this before, is Dollar Tree has these clear cutting mats. And if you have a specific item, let's say you bought one of these books that have the templates, you can use those to trace it out, and then you can cut out the plastic cutting mat, because that really works really well, and you're able to store them and reuse them over and over again. Because the problem with some of those magazines is they have the paper, and the paper, you know, it tears, it gets old, it's not as durable and doesn't last as long. And so by using templates like the plastic cutting mats or things like these thin pieces of wood, it really helps for you to be able to use those templates over and over and over again. So that's something that I like to do. I have some templates that I've been working on. And if you tuned in last week, again, on the decoupage project that we did, I did provide some PDF templates. So I hope you guys were able to download those and follow along with the instructions that we gave on the live. But those are the types of templates that, you know, you can print them out on paper, but then there's things, you know, when you're doing sewing templates, when you print those types of things out, they do wear and tear. And so I like to use the plastic cutting mats, the clear ones, so that I could see through it and be able to kind of draw out the outline of it and then cut it out and reuse the templates over and over again. Or you can have these wooden ones that also help as well. So I hope you guys have that. Margie says, have you tried the Dollar Tree HTV? I brought the glitter HTV. We'll try it soon. I have tried it, Marge. The issue that I have with the Dollar Tree HTV is when you put it on your Cricut machine. I have the Cricut Maker, and I've sharpened the blades before I did my project. But the Dollar Tree vinyl is very flimsy compared to the regular vinyl that you would get from, like, let's say Cricut or Sizzler or something like that. But if you change the setting on your Cricut to, I think it's washi, I think it's called, the washabi, it does work. But be careful when you're doing intricate cuts, because the machine can get hung over on those things, and it has destroyed a couple of my projects in there. I did use painter's tape to hold down the item onto the mat, and so that it wouldn't move around. But because the paper is really thin, sometimes it gets hung up underneath the blade, and then it starts to kind of unravel. So you could use it. It does work, but be wary if you're doing intricate cuts, because it may get hung up under the blade and not work as well. But I would recommend, even if you're not doing intricate cuts, I would use the setting, the washi setting, when you're doing that, because that seems to cut the best on that type of vinyl. As far as the glitter vinyl, kind of the same thing. I do love their glitter vinyl. They have some really pretty colors, and you know, they're so inexpensive, so I had to, of course, give it a try. And it did work as well. But same thing with that. You know, if you're doing something that's really intricate, be careful with that, because it may not work in your cutter. I have my Cricut Maker again, so you know, I'm not sure about the other machines if it worked the same. I would imagine they all kind of work the same, but definitely, you know, you'll want to just kind of look out for that. Do it very slowly, and just watch your machine. Don't kind of like walk away because you want to keep track of it, because sometimes it does get hung up and that can kind of ruin your project and you'd have to start all over again. So let us know how it goes for you, and let us know what you make. Okay, any more questions? Oh, Donna's asking, where do we find your PDF files? I can find a link on your YouTube or Facebook. Okay, so the PDF files are in the description from last week's live. So that was live number 51. So if you go to YouTube, you go to live number 51 in the description. area, you'll see a link there. Just click on the link and you'll be able to download the PDFs for that. And again, that was on like the decoupage stuff. So we had like a lot of colorful things that we designed for you to be able to decoupage your base or things like that. So go ahead and look for that, Donna. Hope you find it, and let me know if you have any issues. I'll try to help you out. Okay, couple more things. Of course, like I said, it is back to school. And so I picked up, of course, Dollar Tree has these little tiny backpacks that, you know, I think they're cute. They really are not really for school, I wouldn't say, because you can't really fit too much in here. And you know, these kids kind of come home with a lot of stuff. So some people really like them. I don't mind them for like going to the beach or things like that. You know, you can hold quite a number of things if you're running out the door, things like that. And you can embroider on these, which is awesome. So you can really customize it and make them really cute. So I went ahead and I picked one up. But what I like to do with them really is I kind of like to dissect them. So I like to open them up. I like to see, how did they make this? What did they do? You know, you can really unravel the project. So if I turn this inside out, just pardon the noise here. And this is kind of like when you know you're a crafter, is when you start to see things in the store and you're really just interested on how they made it. You know, so I turned this inside out and you can see here where things were sewed, how they sewed it and put it together. You can see the zippers and how they applied the zipper. And you may even, if you kind of get your seam zipper and just kind of undo stuff here, you can pull them apart and kind of get an estimate in terms of the templates of what you're going to need to use in order to be able to remake this yourself. So that's something that you can do. Now this looks like it's pretty simple. Like I see this is one big piece of fabric here that got sewed around here, right? You see you have a patch here, very small piece here, and the same thing with the other side, small piece here. Then you check in the front, you've got this one piece here, and then because the front has a pocket, you also have the seam here for the pocket itself, and so you'll have a second zipper here. So not too bad in terms of how to make this. And then of course you've got here these pieces here that you can use, right, as the straps or a little holder. All right, so it's good to sometimes kind of get these things, and of course I'll probably just use the bag, but I really wanted to see how they were making this bag and see if I can kind of recreate it myself using my own materials. And obviously I'd be using fabric batting, things like that, and just kind of test things out. So, you know, it really is not too bad of a project. I think, and just looking at this project, the most difficult part will be this piece right here that is around the zipper. And I'll tell you why. One of the things that you will have to do is be very accurate on the cuts, because when you are then ready to kind of put this together and you're doing your sewing, you're going to have to clip the two pieces here, and you're going to have to make sure that they line up going across. Otherwise it's going to be wonky and you're going to have sides kind of sticking on the end and doubling up. Ask me how I know. So just make sure that when you are sewing it together, make sure you have your clips all in place and make sure that the fabric is lying flat, flush. Don't force it, because if you're having to force it like this, you're going to have a gap here and it's not going to come out as one finished seam. And so you'll end up with a little bit of a wonky bag. So be careful when you're lining this up and when you're doing your cutting and your sewing. Looks like they took about a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way around. But that's, I tell you, the hardest part of the bag is being able to just kind of pull it together and do a seam all the way around, because you do have the curve, and sewing on a curve is really not as horrible as you think. You know, really let the machine do all of the work. Your hand just kind of guides it into the machine. But one thing that will go wrong is if you don't line it up correctly, the seam will not come out in play. So that's something that, you know, you have to be very careful of. So you would have to do this on this side, and then I would imagine you would have to flip it over and then do it again on the other side. So you want to make sure that your material is able to lay flat and falls right into the seam. So if you make your cuts correctly, you should be able to do that. So that's just something, you know, I wanted to kind of give you a tip. If, you know, if you're looking for backpacks, you know, Dollar Tree does have these little mini backpacks, but why not try making some of your own? You know, it's really not too much of a difficult project. It just takes a lot of precision in terms of the cutting and making sure that when you sew, you are sewing it with an even distribution so that your seam comes out flawless. Another item that I saw that they have in there as well are these little lunch bags. And so the lunch bags, you open them up, these are even easier than the backpack. And if you look at it, it's really one piece of fabric going across, and then you have one piece of fabric going around. You'll have a zipper, and then this shiny stuff is the insulation. You can get that from Pellon. They have insole Fuse, I believe it's called. And you can pick up that. And actually, I saw them on sale this week. So if you were looking to do something like that, you can go ahead and get a couple of yards of that. I think I had picked up, maybe it was like 2 yards, and I think it was like $3 or something like that for a yard. But it was pretty inexpensive, and you can make a lot of lunch boxes, tote bags, little bags that you want to bring to the beach, you know, things that'll keep the items either hot or cold. And so once you have your fabric along with the insulation, you can even do an inner fabric if you'd like, but most people just kind of leave it like this. And then you add your zipper to it, then go ahead and pick the handle. You know, and it's really not too bad of a project. So it's something that you can try to do. If you wanted to add some bias binding, you can do that too. This one does have it here. You don't necessarily have to. But it's a pretty simple project that really should not take too much time. So if you want to personalize this, you can do this as well. So here at Dollar Trees, you can always embroider their name on here, or if you're weary about putting names on things for kids with school, with some people are, then you can put their favorite little designs, you know, and that would be really nice and easy to do. The fabric is really, really thin, so you should have no issues on your embroidery machine. So those are just a couple little ideas that I had. Those are coming from the Dollar Tree. I did make it out to Hobby Lobby, and I wanted to kind of just share a couple of the things that I got from there. And let me just share some fabrics with you that I got. So this one I was really excited about. I thought it was really pretty. And I can make a lot of nice bags with this. I thought these colors were really neat. It's kind of like a mixture of the fall a little bit, so you know, even though they look like little suns, but they got that fall look, and so I just like the colors on them. And so this is one that I picked up, and this one I just kind of had to re-get because I did buy this one before, but I kind of ran out, and there's something that I'm going to be working on, but I needed the liner for it, and this is just something that I'm using for the liner. It's just a denim. Sorry, I didn't give you the close-up on this one, so. That's what that one looks like. And then this one I'm just using as a liner. It's like gotta have that, has like a denim type look. And then since I'll be doing some stuff with my serger, I went ahead and picked this fabric up, and I wanted to kind of try to see if I can make a little blouse or something with this. So I'm gonna try a couple projects on the serger and see how they come out. I just thought that the fabric was really cute, and this would make a cute little shirt. Now, if you've made it to Hobby Lobby, they had a couple of things out there that were on clearance. Not too much though, but they had before a few of the rotary blades, and these are by Zoology. And I've got the 45 millimeter as well as the 60 millimeter. The 45 millimeter was $1.24. The 60 millimeter was $2.49. These are the refills for them. So I went ahead and I picked it up because, you know, it was a pretty good bargain. But they had, looks like they had a few others out there. I'm not sure if I was kind of late in picking them up, but if you're in the need of kind of getting some blades that need to be replaced, that's a great place to go. Now, I can tell you that they had the bias bindings on sale in Joann's, and I did also see it in Hobby Lobby. So let me just show you some of those. And let's see, whoop, it's getting away from me. Here we go. So in Joann's, they've got the bias tape. They were buy three get two. I'm sorry, buy three get three free, or buy three get two free. I can't remember exactly what it was, but they had all different colors and all different sizes, and they were on sale. As well in Hobby Lobby. This one was just I found on the clearance rack, so I got this like for, I think it was 75% off. Like it was just thrown around, so I just happened to pick it up and got that color because that was the color, one of the colors I was looking for. But they do have bias tape on sale. So if you're looking to make things like pot holders, or maybe you want to put a little lunchbox and you want to put some bias tape binding on it, you know, they are on sale, so you can go ahead and pick those up. They have different sizes. So this is 3 yards, and it's about ½ inch wide. These are more for blankets, so this has like a satin finish to it. So if you're looking at like a baby's type blanket, which is what I'd be using this for, they have these on sale as well. Other than that, they have all different sizes of these that you can pick up at Joann's. And of course, I had to pick my yarn section, so I did pick up one of the newer carrion colors that they have. This is by Yarnspirations, and this is a, let's see, this is a medium weight yarn, and I thought it was really pretty in terms of the colors, so I went ahead and picked one up. I thought that's gonna make a really cute scarf. So being that it's so hot outside, don't think I'll be starting this one just yet, but at least I have the yarn and I was able to pick up a couple of them so that I can get started on them. The other thing I did see on sale in Joann's are the zippers. So if you're into zippers, they had them also buy 3 get 3 free. I had different sizes because I'm looking at making bags and things like that. So I did pick up a couple of different ones with different colors and different sizes. They had the invisible zippers. They had, these are the coil separating ones. They had different brands as well, but they're all on sale at Joann's. So if you are looking at maybe making a bag and you need to pick up some zippers, they did have them on sale, so you can pick those up as well. They also had the threads on sale, so I did pick up a couple of quilting threads with some coordinating colors for some fabrics that I have on hand. The only other items that I picked up were one more set of yarns. This is again from Carrion. It's Simply Soft, and these are the colors. I'm making another little baby item. So I wanted to pick that up, and this one is a medium weight yarn as well. So, you know, I thought it was really cute. And last thing was just a couple of fabrics. I'm sorry, two more things. Just a few more fabrics that I found. Wanted to make something a little funky. I know it's kind of really bright, but I thought it would be a cute, fun project to make. Then I had one that has a little science theme. Some butterflies. These are all quilting cottons. Had one so I can make for my son little robots. This I thought was a really pretty color. I can make a really nice zippered pouch with that. And this one was just the colors itself, kind of like a boutique. So that was very pretty. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna check into the chat here. Yeah, I think a few people were wondering about Robin's quilt basket. We haven't seen her on for a little bit. I'm not sure. I will definitely, I see a couple of people. Yeah, I'm not sure. I will have to reach out to her. I did reach out to her a while ago, but it's been a while. So definitely want to see what's going on and make sure that she's okay. So definitely will let you guys know. I'll reach out to her and see, you know, if she's okay. I see a bunch of other comments. The Chemex loves the science theme. Yes, Amy. Alrighty. Okay, I see a bunch of different comments on all the stuff that I'm sharing. I hope you guys like that. Now, one last thing I did want to share. Of course, you guys know I love my books. So there was this item that I was able to pick up, and I thought this one was pretty neat. It's a quilting book. It was from Joann's, and it comes with a bunch of different things. Now, in the past, I've done some videos on paper piecing, and so this one comes with 120 hexagon papers, and this is for the traditional English paper piecing. So we talked about the differences between English paper piecing and paper piecing. There are two different methods, but what I liked about this little packet that it came with, so it gave you some of the hexagons that you can do a project with. It also gave you we call it color theory, and this is the guide to understanding and choosing colors and fabrics for your project. And so it has color cards that are inside, which I thought were really neat and very handy. Let me just open this up so you can show you. And I won't go through all of it, but you can see here all the different color cards. And it kind of helps you as people struggle trying to figure out and coordinate fabrics together when you're doing the quilt. You want to make sure that you're in the same color family and your design that you're trying to express comes out. So sometimes it can be a little confusing on what kind of color you should be getting, you know, and so this kind of breaks down the different shades, the different tints, and it has the different color cards in here. And you can see the viewers. It gives you 2 viewers here in the back. And you can see those. So they're just like a plastic film that you would put your fabric underneath, and it just basically, you know, would give you information on terms of like whether or not that's the look you want, you know, if it's dark, light, shade, like which way you should go. So has a little directions in here, and as well some information on it as well. So this is a great thing to have when you're a quilter, or if you're trying to decide what fabrics would coordinate better with your design. The other thing that it had in here, if you open up this little brown bag, and you will see here are some actual paper piecing that you can do, which these are so much fun, and these are super easy ones. Like, I've done some really difficult ones where the pieces are like teeny tiny and you have to kind of fit, you know, the fabric in there and sew it, and so it kind of gets a little difficult. But this is a great beginner project if you've never done paper piecing before. You know, super easy. You've got these papers on here, you lay your fabric out, you follow the numbers, and you fold and sew, and then in the end you just take the paper off and you have your design. It's that easy, super cute. If you haven't checked out the video on my paper piecing, go ahead and do so, because it is a ton of fun, and there's so many things that you can make. And you've got some free designs that are out there. You've also got some ones that you can purchase online from like the Etsy shop or things like that. So a lot of fun on that. Then it also, of course, gives you magazines here. So this says bumper paper template set and booklet. So it's got the full instructions on how to be able to do this here. And that's, I believe they call it the Cathedral. These are some really neat ones. And I thought that this, yeah, it's called Cathedral Colors. And it's one of the ones that I'm looking to do myself. And you can even make it as a little pillow. And so it gives you a lot of information, especially on the fabrics that you're picking, using that color chart that it gives you, and step-by-step instructions. So I enjoy these little magazines. They're fun projects that you can make out of them. They give you a ton of ideas. Then you've got the template papers. So these are half square triangle template papers. And so it's got some here that are so easy to use, and you can see some of the patterns on here. So these are a lot of fun. So you do have half square triangle template papers, and they also give you papers here. And then if you're going to do the English paper piecing, you can do these as well, where you would just sew these on and then hand sew, or some people machine sew. I prefer to hand sew them together to create your actual design. You can do, since they're hexagons, a lot of people do the little flowers, or they do all kinds of different designs with the hexagons that you can come up with. So definitely a ton of ideas just in this little packet. I enjoy picking up these magazines when they have them. This one was just on quilting, but they have all different ones. They have quilting, sewing, stamping. They have just about anything, knitting, crocheting. So every time I see them, they got new ones that came out, I like to go in and try to pick one up, because it's got so much information on little projects that you could do, and they're fun to make, and you get to kind of learn different techniques as well. So I enjoy them. So that's about it for my little haul today. So I know that I didn't get to do too much in terms of projects, but I wanted to kind of get this in and get this information out. You get your juices rolling and make sure that you can start thinking out of the box for when you start to do your craft show, or maybe your little Etsy shop, or maybe you're just looking for a gift to give somebody. So I hope you guys really enjoy this, and I'll check one more time on the chat. If you like the video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I always forget to say that, but thank you guys for reminding me. Definitely. Awesome. Yes, I do like my bargains, and I do like to go out and get practical things, you know, not just anything. I like to pick up things that I know that I'm going to use. So again, if you like the video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Other than that, I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye everyone.